Hello, lovely Chelsea fans and welcome, and football fans. Welcome to this analysis and episode of Sports. And in this sad episode, I'm going to review the Manchester City's win at the Stamford Bridge. Chelsea 0, Manchester City 1. That's the scoreline at the end of the day. And I'm going to carefully look at some important issues related to the match and give some perspective as a Chelsea member as to the way forward. But remember, before even I do that, please, if it happens to be your first time of coming, crashing this presentation, please do well to hit the subscribe button, touch the notification bell, share the program to as many viewers as possible, especially Chelsea fans and football fans, and then smash the like button if you enjoy the presentation, comment to agree or disagree with me with my analysis. And Thomas, for the first time in the history of Thomas Tuchel, for the first time as the coach of Chelsea, Thomas Tuchel got his tactics wrong, and it's embarrassing to put in such a performance, as Tuchel said himself after the match. And I'm going to give some perspective relating to how far Tuchel has handled Chelsea, and I still believe, before even I say anything as a Chelsea member, I still give him a vote of confidence to be a long-term manager of Chelsea. We are looking at managing Chelsea for 6 to 7 to 8 years. Normally, Chelsea, the reason why I'm giving him this vote of confidence is that normally managers at Chelsea don't tend to last at the club, and they are kicked out whenever things go wrong. If probably you look at issues, it may not necessarily be their own fault, and they are kicked out of the club. And because some time back we had some issue that Jose Mourinho during the third spell gave some instructions that the club officials or Marina Granowskia didn't help him to achieve, hence resulting in poor performance of the club, and he was subsequently sacked from the club. So I'm giving you this perspective based on past occurrence at our great club Chelsea. And it is important to give a coach the player he needs. Yeah, it is important to give a coach the player he needs. Why am I saying this? Because prior to the commencement of the season, we had issues that I will come to the match anyway, but I'm giving you some perspective which are equally important and comes to play with respect to what happened in this match. And often during the course of the summer, prior to the beginning of the season, we heard that Chelsea were in the market for some players, one strikers, notably Erling Haaland, Lukaku, and maybe possibly Harry Kane. And we landed Lukaku. So for strikers position, for strikership, case target, we notched it and we had it excellent. But in terms of midfield, we were hearing names like Declan Rice, Aurelien Tchouameni, and some other midfielders being mentioned. Not to talk of the excellent performance of Ruben Loftus-Cheek in this game. And then also in terms of defense, we were talking about Jules Koundé, you know, of Sevilla. And so for a coach to ask for certain kind of players, he wants to play a certain type of game to win matches and not necessarily to always make do with the materials available. Thomas Tuchel came into Chelsea and he had to use the materials available at the disposal of Frank Lampard. That even the players that Frank Lampard recruited and purchased for Chelsea to win the Champions League. And now that he won the Champions League during the summer, we were thinking Chelsea will give him the full support with respect to finance to go to the market again. Why? Because Chelsea spent some huge sums of money during Lampard era, more than 220 million euros there. And Frank Lampard, we know we spent money, but yet still we had a new coach that we needed to give him all the materials he needed to prosecute the season. And we couldn't give him all that he needed. That's where we are now. And only Lukaku was brought in. And I'm not trying to give excuses. And mind you, this season, Chelsea is in for the title challenge and the Champions League and the FA Cup and all cup trophies. We are still in, even the Carabao Cup, we qualified to the next round. And then so that was the issue offhand before even coming to the season. And Zuma was transferred without replacement. We were eyeing Jules Koundé till Sevilla messed up the earlier agreement we had with them. City is absolutely, as I said, the best team in the world, notably with maybe Paris Saint-Germain, the best team, and the standard that they've set, all the others are following. Maybe probably Bayern Munich and now Chelsea, maybe you can talk of Liverpool, fine. these are the 5 teams. But City, and in terms of in England, they are setting the standard. And so in order to outsmart City, you need quality players that the coaches will want to deploy and use to outwit them. But in this case, Thomas Tuchel is still left with the midfield he used last season. Now with the addition of Loftus-Cheek and Ross Barkley. Ross Barkley, I don't know why even he's not getting minutes anyway. Only time will tell, as we have a long season, and I'm sure you will have his time. And we have some competitions coming up, World Club, Championship, and so on. Right, and so City is absolutely the best and standard. And even you quite remember, we outsmarted them in the Champions League. We weren't necessarily the better team. We outsmarted them. You know, Chelsea, when it comes to winning trophies, we have the spirit for that. So we outwitted Guardiola for the trophy, and we won them. That still pains them. And even this, despite the fact that we lost this weekend, we were sad. But still, are we winning the Champions League is enough motivation for us to even continue teasing City. What they wanted was the Champions League and not this win. And so that's why we are poking fun into their eyes. But so that's what. So City and Chelsea will challenge for the title going ahead. I still maintain City and Chelsea will challenge for the title. Liverpool are not having it. They have the 3-3 with Brentford. Fine, Brentford is a good side, but I think Liverpool in those games like that nature will be dropping points more. But Chelsea and City and maybe possibly even Manchester United, I don't see them dropping more points. But Liverpool too are in the race, I'm saying. But the real contenders, as I see here, City and Chelsea. I still maintain that. And in this game, you can see that our midfield was non-existent, especially in the second half. In the first half, the coach deployed a strategy to contain Man City, and they barely had a shot on target. But in the second half, our strategy just messed up, and they were coming at us, and we couldn't contain. After scoring, City scored the first goal. We tried to play football, and we went in for some attacking onslaught, which resulted in a goal, which was disallowed. Romelu Lukaku's goal. And Kai Havertz should have started this game with Mason Mount is injured, so there's an excuse for him there. And Kai Havertz should have started in the absence of Mason Mount, as we saw. Anyway, that's not to say that the coach's selection was not spot on. I will say it was spot on because we used that same selection to defeat Tottenham Hotspur in the second half of the game 3-0. And so coming into this game, we were thinking it will work. But the issue and problem with the coach is that he doesn't substitute earlier in the game. He tends to waste so much time till, let's say, 20 minutes to end the game, that there he comes back to substitute. When the likes of Guardiola and Klopp, something goes wrong, they substitute earlier in the game. At the beginning of second half, just as he did in the game against Tottenham, he brought on Kane in the second half. But in this game, he reacted late with respect to his substitution. So that's what I will say. He reacted late, and that cost us the 3 points, or even possibly a draw. And so in some way, I will say that if you don't give the manager what he wants, it's not an excuse to go in and sack the manager. I'm not saying Tuchel's job is under threat, no. But I'm telling you where we are now and what he requested and what was delivered to him. And he's still managing to work with these materials, right? And it's not an excuse. We will go, the season is long, and I know Chelsea will win the league. I'm sure City will battle, but hopefully Chelsea should win the league. And I know the season is a long season. We have so many positives, and this lose shouldn't derail us backwards. I know it shouldn't derail us back. We've got so many positives so far. Who will love it to be in the third position, to be on pair, the same points with City? After Chelsea has played Arsenal, Tottenham Hotspur, Liverpool, Tottenham Hotspur, and then Man City. Out of the 6 games, and then Aston Villa. Mind you, Aston Villa is also beginning to get points from the big boys, just as they did at Manchester United. And so, even before the game at Manchester United, when Aston Villa came to Stamford Bridge and Chelsea thrashed them 3-0, I knew Aston Villa this season will get some points from our rivals. I know they will get more points from our title rivals, and they started with Manchester United, and not surprising at all to me. And so we played Aston Villa. The only team that I think is on not and 2 excellent teams that we've played among the 6 opponents is Crystal Palace. No disrespect to Crystal Palace anyway. But when you compare, Chelsea has had the most difficult of all the starts among the competitors, title contenders, all the 4 teams, the likes of Liverpool, City, Manchester United, and Chelsea. So we can't complain, and we will fight the league till the end, as I promise you. And Tuchel also will reach a full tactic. Mason Mount was missing this game, as you are aware. He was missing this game, and the ratings for the players are all players were below average, with the exception of Mendy, Christensen, Silva, and Rudiger. I doff my heart for Christensen. Yeah, I salute his performance there. Despite the loss, he was excellent. Thiago Silva, and then Rudiger. But unfortunately, the goal, Rudiger and those guys should have reacted faster to prevent Jesus from hitting that shot that sailed into our net. And the statistics-wise, there's nothing to write home about. City dominated the game, and they deserve to win. And we hope to bounce back stronger in our subsequent games, starting on Wednesday against Juventus in the Champions League. And then despite that, we still say blue is the color, football is the game. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, do well to hit the subscribe button, touch the notification bell, share the program to as many viewers as possible, comment to agree or disagree with me in the comment box down below, and then share and then smash the like button if you enjoy my presentation. I don't know if there is something left before I sign off on this special sad edition of Chelsea nil, Manchester City 1. The league race is still on. Thank you very much for joining me in this special edition. Cheers. I love you. Bye-bye.